Hello, Horngons. I'm Joshua, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. It's been 2 years. Well, a little over. I think when I last played Katawa Shoujo was actually August 2022, so yeah, it's been a while. So, I did some setup before stream, like 2 days before stream, for this. Like, as you can see, I regained my last 2 main endings. Our goal for this stream is to get the Kenji route because it's a joke route, and from what I heard, it's not really a spoiler because all the setup needs to be done in Act 1, and we played Act 1 like twice. So, from what I heard, the Shizune route and the Kenji route are actually pretty close to each other, and the Kenji route's considered a bad ending, so in a sense I could kind of see why Ragnar doesn't like Shizune, because, I mean, from what I remember, Shizune didn't really have the best personality. But who knows, maybe we'll change our minds when we do her route. So yeah, let's try to do the Kenji ending, and after that, we'll continue on with Shizune. So, apparently I have to do this. Because I need to get the most rude options to get Kenji's ending. Shizune intrigues me, and I kind of want to ask something about her. Okay, I'm gonna turn the volume down a bit. Yeah, I think just a little quieter. Also, I kind of forgot the voices I gave them. I mean, I'm pretty sure I gave Emmy an Aussie accent, but the game says it needs to be a high-pitched voice, but I was already using it for Hanako. So, maybe I'll change that up a bit to make it as true as possible, but I don't really remember everything. Okay. Also, I hope my brain doesn't act too fast. But I can't really ask about something that personal, can I? Hello! Also, if the screen's stretched, I try to make it fit. I can't come up with anything else to ask, so I just focus on my food while the girls talk between themselves. Misha and Shizune sign back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe they're talking about secret girl stuff or something. Also, for Hanako and Lily, I was fortunate enough to get the good ending. Ragnar, he's played this game before me. He told me there's technically a Misha route, and the Misha route is the Shizune bad ending. So it looks like Shizune will probably be the only one I'm gonna purposely get the bad ending for. Meanwhile, apparently the Kenji route's just overall bad ending for the entire game. That's why I'm gonna try to get it, and apparently, yeah, Kenji's route is pretty close to Shizune's route. I quickly notice a conversation in sign is not enough to fill a silence. Yeah. We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first. That dark-haired girl I noticed before is slumped over her desk at the last row. She jumps a little when Misha crashes into the room with the elegance of a rhino. I just have to make sure my brain isn't translating way too fast. She sinks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she was slowly turning to stone just from our presence. Misha and Shizune either don't notice or don't mind, as they walk directly past her to their seats and begin to converse. I'm pretty sure I gave Misha my Valley Girl voice. Actually, let me fix the screen because I'm kind of blocking it. Maybe I'm pretty sure the screen wasn't like this before, because I had to redo everything because when my computer got reset. I hope you guys don't mind black borders, but so you can see the entire text. Because when my computer reset, I had to Katawa Shoujo files weren't one of the things that were saved. So I had to redo the entire scene for Katawa Shoujo. So yeah. Getting to the rhythm of school feels strange. It's as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of the class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. Relatable? I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's the long time spent in the hospital that made me like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Before long, the final bell rings. School is finally over for the day. Besides me, Misha and Shizune are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me. Uh-oh. Shizune doesn't need a voice, so I know that's offensive, but is it offensive? Like, yeah. Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today, Hee-chan. We've got to hurry already, since there's a lot of work for us to do. You'll find your way around, I'm sure of it. I don't think this is the right voice, but... Because not recently, like last year I noticed that my actual voice was already kind of Valley Girl-ish. So yeah, I've been cautious about that. Ah, wait, the teacher said I have to see the nurse. Where do I have to go? Is that so? We can at least show you around that much. Come on, the nurse have their own building. Wait, nurses. Whoops. Because my brain auto-corrected it because I know there's technically only one nurse in this game, but it seems like the school is implying there's multiple nurses. Come on, the nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside. We join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside, with the girls pointing out other senior classrooms in the same hallway as ours. We get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller building right next to the school. Also, I need to remember, I don't need to read fast. I have 3 hours to stream. It's built in the same style, so it looks like it's actually a part of the main building. This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official and important stuff inside, like the Yamaku Foundation office and all the nurses' offices. They even have a swimming pool. How's that official? Don't be silly. Don't be silly, Hee-chan. It's the physical therapy, of course. Anyway, all the nursing stuff facilities are there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. You'll be fine here, right? We'll be going then. See you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye. A whole building for the staff that has nothing to do with actual education? I guess it's necessary for a place like this. I walk in, hoping that this really will be... Wait. Oh yeah, I did read that right. I walk in, hoping that this really will be only a quick visit, like the teacher said. It's probably because that part was like, this really will be, that kind of confused me. On a white door on the left is a green cross with the text head nurse and a nameplate. Even though they say the head nurse has a nameplate, we never actually find out the head nurse's name, so it's kind of weird. A voice from the inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounded a bit like an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself in further in. My brain autocorrected there. The room is not large, and it smells strange. A funny-looking man turns around on his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bin under the table is overflowing with used medical utensils, and there are at least a dozen coffee cup rings lingering on the desk. Oh yeah, I remember the first time I found out about this game a long time ago when it was first released, but I wasn't really a big weeb back then, so I didn't really care. Like I said, the first visual novel I technically got to experience was Nekopara, so that's kind of weird. But the first time I got the experience to play this game was watching Ragnar play it, and I remember he used to tell me Misha was Russian because of her name, but apparently Misha isn't her actual name. Misha's just a nickname. I don't know. We'll find out later. Hello there. What can I do for you today? He is young looking and sort of rugged, but the dimples on his cheeks wash that impression away when he smiles. Like, Ragnar made a lot of headcanons for, the characters, but I don't think it's appropriate to share. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who has heard this very same question hundreds of times. Why, yes I am. Wait, why? Yeah, I read that right. Why is my brain telling me I read that wrong? Why, yes I am. It says so on the door, no? You can call me by my name, or just the nurse like everyone else. Of course. I shake off my confusion, realizing I probably should grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right, I'm a new student and my homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Hisao Nakai. His eyes light up with revelation and he snaps his fingers. Yeah, that's why I'm yelling at my brain. Like, I know I read that correctly, but my brain's like, no you didn't. So I have to double read. I'm like, brain. So you're that Nakai. So there's another. Now that you think about it, there's gotta be a love. Not backtracking here. It's apparently that lunch, choice, where we had the option to question about Shizune's deafness. Apparently that's a key turning point to set up to the other routes. Like, from what I heard, Emi has a very similar setup to Hanako and Lily. But, Rin is kind of in between, them and, yeah. Rin is like in between Emi and Shizune. Like, Shizune is very, very different from all the other girls, but there are some hints of Rin there. Apparently Rin's very complicated to get. So yeah. I was just reading your file in the morning. Like, every time... Do I really need to reread this? Because I did this the first time. But it's been a while, so I'll redo everything now. But once we actually start doing Shizune's route legitimately, I'm gonna skip this, if that's fine with you guys. So it's not just too much backtracking. And Oreo's knocking on my door. Should I let him in? Some kind of chronic arrhythmia and related congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? He gestures me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yes. Oh, you're an Emmy fan. Okay, I'm gonna let Oreo in. Yeah. Come on. He only gets slap time if he does something stupid. This is like a timeout corner for him. He can't do anything when he's on my lap. Good. Well, you've probably been brief about the school enough, so I'll go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and such. There's always someone from my staff around, even at night, so never hesitate to call us if there is a problem. The famous 24-hour nursing staff. Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. His joke feels so out of place that I'm left thinking why he even said it. Yeah, just that it's really weird to have so many medical people at a school. You'll get used to it. I'm not so sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know it. Now, let me just find your file again. While he searches for something from his computer and shuffles stacks of papers around, I let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls and ceiling, dark gray laminated flooring, and all the equipment you'd expect from a school nurse's office. You found something? Don't make too much noise or else I'll put you on my lap. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day and from all the food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it. Oh yeah, the beta was very dark. Like, apparently Hanako kills you in the bad ending. But apparently that wasn't the main controversy of the beta. Apparently there was a lot of copyrighted stuff that it's probably impossible to find a beta. So you already have medication for arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and evening or it won't be much help. Apart from that, do you do any sports? Rush stuff like, I don't know, boxing? He grins to his own joke, but I don't. Well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm going to have to recommend you refrain from doing that, at least for the time being. Oh. My lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but really, I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me to kick a ball around. I guess I never did it out of passion for the sport, just to have something to do. Any kind of concussion might be dangerous to your heart, and risking another attack is not a good idea. Which happens a lot in Lily's route. There's some patches that add some of the content, but I try to keep it... I mean, as a VTuber, especially on YouTube, I have to keep this on. I was told by some of my mods to stream somewhere else, so I can enable this, but I'm like, that's an adult. I'll have to actually go to an adult site, not even Twitch will allow it. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? There's no mention of the cause in your papers. Not exactly. Yeah, it was being confessed to by Iwanako, who's apparently a really bad person. According to the fandom. I don't have any strong opinions towards her. She's a side character. Only here to move the plot. I sidestepped the question acceptably, and he glances at me over his papers with a more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercises would do you good. What are you doing? Oreo? That's my ukulele. Okay, that's it. You're going to my lap. Don't run away. You're going on my lap. Now behave. Good boy. Where's my mouse? We have physical therapy and such available, as I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Was that your plan all along, Oreo? Huh? Just get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walks or even light jogging, jump rope, that sort of thing. Swimming? Maybe. There's a pool here. So I was told. Oh yeah, there's also a mod. Like, one of the characters, Mickey, apparently one of the writers for the game made a route for her, and it was available as a mod. Maybe I'll play that too. You were? Very good. At any rate, at any rate, and I'm sure you've been told this before, you just need to take care not to overexert yourself. He wags his finger to emphasize the point. No, not really. I've heard this 1,000 times already. Absolutely no unnecessary risk. Take care of yourself. Okay. He goes over my papers one more time and sets them on the desk, obviously content. Good. That's it. That's it then. Come meet me if you ever need something. I'm ushered out before I even realize it. A quick visit indeed. I end up standing in front of the main building and auxiliary building, although to my eyes, they still look one and the same. And if I were to guess, he got most of his mini attacks in Lily's route. Also, yeah, from what I heard, Lily doesn't have a bad ending. It's only good ending and neutral ending. Because the good ending, which we saw already, Lily stays in Japan to live with Hesao. Meanwhile, apparently in the bad ending, they'll try to make the long distance relationship work. In the neutral ending for Lily, they'll try to make the whole thing work. For everyone else gets bad endings, and apparently, I don't plan to get anyone's bad endings except Shizune, because that's the only way we could get Misha. It's the first real look I get at the other students, so I watch people coming out of the school, going towards the gate or the dorms. This is like university. Everyone seems to know where they are going. But I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special for being students at a special school. Then again, neither do I. Does that make me one of them? One of us? I should go somewhere too, to prevent me from getting lost. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The weariness in me only grows as I trudge through the dorms, set a little set a little way apart from the main building complex. There's a garden of sorts between the school and dorms, shrubbery, flowers, and the overbearing smell of fresh cut grass that fills the atmosphere. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside at all for so long. The dorm is big and made of red brick like the others. It feels too pompous for what it is, so I push forward, going inside. It takes more time than necessary to fish out the key I was given from my pocket. Room 119. Despite the ornate exterior, the inside the dorm is fairly new, functional, and boring. Just like in the main building, the holes in the doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. The same goes for the elevators at the end of the hallways. Oh no, Oreo's being rowdy. Puppy? Puppy? No? If you promise not to mess around with stuff, I'll put you on the floor. I poke my head around the corner to the common room door. Inside, a few students are watching the television. One nods and gives a quick hello before turning back to the TV. Seems that only the girls around here are sociable. I suppose that's perfectly fine with me. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Here, small corridors branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor holes seem to have a toilet and shower as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down, I skip to here. About halfway down the hall, I spy room 119. The nameplates on the rooms adjacent to mine are blank. I guess there are just 2 of us here. Light shines from below the door of room 117, so I knock lightly. Hello? Is anyone home? Here comes Kenji. From inside, I hear a few movements. Then the clicking and From inside, I hear a few movements. Then the clicking of way more locks than I thought these doors had. After a moment, the door squeaks open. A bespectacled boy is standing in the doorway. He's looking at me very intently through his extremely thick eyeglasses. Who is it? And he jumped off! And he's staring at me on the floor. Like, how could you? Blind? No, at least not completely. Why would he have eyeglasses if he was? He leans closer to me until our noses are almost touching. His breath stinks of garlic. Hello! Hisao Nakai. I'm moving into the next room. I thought I should introduce my... They wrote this guy extremely unbearable for me. Like, yeah, he's a misogynist, but he doesn't like, which is already a red flag, but he doesn't seem sincere about it. Like, we saw in Hanako's route and Lily's route that he doesn't actually seem to mind girls. That's why people has a theory that he probably just got his heart broken. But yeah, the goal for this stream is to get his route, which is a joke route / bad ending, and then Shizune's route, because apparently their routes are relatively close in structure. His face suddenly brightens in realization, and he stands back upright, thrusting his hand out in a smiling greeting, almost straight to my diaphragm. Oh, sup dude, the name's Kenji. Hi. I take Kenji's sweaty hand and shake it, still a little rattled by the sudden change of attitude and vehement welcome. There were some suspicious looking people going in and out of your room earlier. It was probably my parents. Your parents? You sure? Because they could have been some other people too. You can't judge a book by its cover. I can't believe I'm actually doing this route, but I can't. I'm doing every route, preferably the good ending, besides, you know, Shizune, because to get Misha, I need to get her bad ending. This out-of-place proverb is left hanging between us awkwardly as I try to think of some way to respond. I'd say the chances are high enough. He shudders and makes more exaggerated hand gestures. You're a brave man, Hisao. Me, I don't think I can trust the chances. The only one I trust is myself. Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? He thinks about this for a while. A wise decision. I'm trying to kind of do a voice, but I'm trying to sound annoying. I feel like my regular voice is already annoying enough. Damn, you're smarter than you look. Probably. What do you look like? I hope not smart. He squints his eyes and leans closer again. I lean backwards to dodge it. Never mind, it doesn't matter. Also, okay, I'm gonna get somewhat personal. Like, I also have really bad eyesight. I used to have to go to the eye specialist at least once a year. Not the optometrist. The optometrist is like the basic stuff. So knowing Kenji has the same, I wouldn't say mine was a disability because I can see at least better than him. Like, I stopped going to the eye specialist because they told me my eyes did improve a bit. I still have the eyes of a 60, 70-year-old despite my age. So, yeah, that's probably why I really find him more annoying than other people would. With that, he turns, fumbles around for a moment in search for the door handle, and shuts the door behind him. I slide the key into the lock of the door marked 119. Bleak beige walls, white linen, and a desk made of some type of light wood, ugly curtains. I'm not 60! The way sounds 60! It's no one's room, impersonal, like my hospital room was. My bags are sitting at the floor of my... Wait, why did I say floor? My bags are sitting at the foot of my bed, looking a lot emptier than they did this morning. Like I said, when we get back to Shizune's route after we do Kenji's route, I'm gonna be skipping a lot of this and we can just go into tangents, I guess, or whatever I feel like talking. Wait, that is tangents. The closet is sitting open, stocked with my clothes. Because everything's relatively the same in Act 1. That's why I didn't really count it as cheating, because Act 1 is when you have to set up the routes. Act 2 and 3 are when it actually matters, where your choices matter to get the good and bad ending. But Act 1, not too much matters. Also, it seems that there are a number of school uniforms hanging there as well. A note is pinned on the sleeve of one of the shirts. Hey Hee-chan, we've unpacked your things and made your bed. They said that if these don't fit, then you should go to the office tomorrow. If you have any problems, you can always call us. Love, Mom and Dad. Well, at least I don't have to worry about unpacking. You guys better get ready for bad voice acting. I mean, that's the reason why I play visual novels, to practice my voice acting. I kind of hoped I would have then... Wait, I kind of hope I would have, then there would be something to do. It's still too early. I put the note down on the desktop and lie down on the bed, feeling drained. Would be nice of them to show up. I mean, you guys already heard Misha, which was just my Valley Girl voice, I guess. But then again, apparently my regular voice already has Valley Girl undertones, so I don't think it's that much different. Lying there makes me want to read something, but I have nothing with me. I wonder if the hospital conditioned me for wanting to read whenever I have nothing to do. The restless urge just keeps growing until I have to stand up. Maybe it's stress or something. I was pretty nervous about it before coming. I was pretty nervous about it before coming and for the entire day too. I still am, I think. Damn, I have to distract myself somehow, so I won't be this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow I'll go borrow some books from the library. Yeah, I'll do that. But for now, the bottles of medication neatly arranged on my night table catch my eye. I pick one up and shake it just to hear the contents rattle inside, and then read the glued-on pharmacy label. Hisanakai, 2 tablets daily to stay alive. Hello! I knew you'd be back. How are you? We're doing Kenji's route right now, and like I said, there's a lot of backtracking, but because I haven't played this game in 2 years, I don't mind rereading a lot of the stuff from Act 1. But once we get to Shizune, when we actually start doing Shizune's route, I'm gonna skip through a lot of this stuff. Doesn't really say that, but it could just as well. It's kinda twisted, having your life depend on chemicals like this. I resent it a little, but what choice do I have? With a sigh, I begin my daily ritual of taking the right number of pills from each bottle, being careful to check the correct dosages. I lie down again, feeling hollow and uncertain, and after that, I keep staring at the blank, unfamiliar ceiling for a long time. Like I said, I'll probably alter some of the voices, so it's not gonna be different from 2 years. Maybe, but it should be different from the last 2 years, unless there's not much changes. It doesn't start looking any more familiar, not even after darkness falls and long shadows draw across my room like fingers. The sheets feel slightly more comfortable, warm and nest-like against the chill that passes for room temperature here. Soon the lighter shade of darkness, that is, the ceiling, looks like every ceiling does at night, and it becomes the only thing I recognize anymore. I forgot how poetic Hisao is. The night beckons me to sleep, and I feel the coldness of my unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine once again. I keep drifting further away from the world I knew. Katawa Shoujo. Like, I'll actually try to make Emi's voice high-pitched because the game describes it as high-pitched. Because my Aussie accent is actually pretty low-pitched. I wake up in a strange room. Solid morning light shimmers against the light gray ceiling. I had forgotten to draw the curtains closed last night. This is my room, isn't it? My room. This is the 3rd room this year that I'm supposed to call mine. Various things around here remind me that indeed it's me who is supposed to be the one living here. My bags on the floor, my new school books on the desk, the numerous medications on the night table. I stare at the bottles for a moment, deliberating, until I open a bottle, shake out a pill, and pop out a tablet from a foil sheet. I downed them with a chaser of water without thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I slink from under the sheets and stretch my back before dressing up. Putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. The artificial smell of generic detergent invades my nose, but the feeling of fresh cloth against my back is a good one, a natural one. It feels like a school uniform, as it should. It's not much different from what I used to wear before. That goes for other things too. So far this place seems more or less like a normal school. Except for the people. I think back to my talk with Kenji yesterday, Misha's constant laughter, and Shizune's sweeping sign language gestures. Well, I've only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't that normal, but I'm sure others are. Or perhaps people like them are what passes for normal around here. Yeah, what does pass for normal around here? What do people do? I didn't see a lot of kids hanging around after classes yesterday, so maybe there are clubs. If so, I wonder if I should join one. All through class, the question remains on my mind, so I decided to ask Shizune about it when we split into groups. I mean, even though Ragnar calls Shizune a bitch, she was friendly in Hanako's route. Like, she was trying to comfort Hanako, like she was patting her in the back and all that when Hanako had a panic attack. Then again, each route is written by a different person. So, yeah. After all, she did say if I had anything I wanted to know, I should ask her. She crosses her arms and shifts her gaze slowly to Misha, who looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser of her pencil down so that the top is perfect and evenly flat. Yeah, Ragnar really doesn't like her. And when I told her what I discovered about the Act 1 setup for Shizune, how it's relatively close to Kenji, aka Kenji's the bad ending, he was like, that doesn't surprise me. I'm pretty sure he's played Shizune's route, but I don't think his opinion's changed. Haha, sorry, Su-chan. Shi-chan, wait, that's been a long time. Haha, sorry, Shi-chan. Is there something you wanted from me? Oh, I see. That's a good question, Hee-chan. My first thought is that means she doesn't know, which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative. Well, anyway, Misha, please don't prove me right. Oh, that's right. Everyone is encouraged to join a club. A lot of people do so because there isn't really anything else to do. There are also school events like the festival coming up in a few days. Almost every student in the school tends to help out with it, doing whatever. So, you actually transferred at a busy time. Maybe you can help out too. Sure. What's the festival about? Misha freezes. I don't know, Hee-chan. The truth is, it's a local event, and I'm not from this area, so... She starts citing desperately to Shizune, asking her to bail her out. Shizune adjusts her glasses at the end of an oddly grandiose flourish and starts citing hard and heavy. Huh? Oh. Who cares? Misha puffs out her chest as she shouts Shizune's word out at me with disproportionate amount of pride. Too loud. I could see heads turning to look in our direction. Not so loud. Human beings evolve with each generation. The ideals and beliefs behind the festival will inevitably change with time. Now it's about delicious fried food and amusing little games that you play to win prizes. The teacher clears his throat very loudly, batting his long wooden pointer against his other palm like a baton. He shoots a pointed gaze at us. Finally noticing where we are, Misha stifles a yelp and quickly quiets down. Shizune doesn't seem embarrassed at all, though brushing it off without a care. We are in the middle of class and should start working. That's right, Shi-chan. What? What? That's right, Hi-chan. Are you asking because you're interested in joining the club? It could have been my eyes playing tricks on me, but I think I saw a suspicious glance exchange between them. Misha's tone has also changed, although it does that every single word anyway. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Misha and Shizune look at each other again. I'm about to ask what they have in mind when something dark flatters in my peripheral vision, catching my attention. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the girl with long dark hair get up from her desk and slip silently towards the door. It doesn't seem like she was working in any group, and no one seems to notice her but me. I glance at the teacher, who's also looking at the dark-haired girl go. Why doesn't he say anything? Hi-chan, is something wrong? Do I look as uneasy as I feel? Or was Misha just looking at me, after the girl who left? No, nothing. Okay, well, like we were asking, you don't have any plans for lunch today, do you? I thought about going to the library and pick up some books. Not really. Do you want to have lunch together then? Sure. I just realized it's kind of weird going back into this game when playing Cyberpunk at the same time, because there is a character in Cyberpunk named Hanako as well. Yay! Okay, Hi-chan, perfect. The rest of the class passes uneventfully. The girl with long hair never came back. With the long hair. Before I have the time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs us that it's time to stop working. Shizune looks more than a little annoyed that we only just barely managed to finish all our work on time. I'm just glad we finished it at all. It's not a contest or anything. Yes, it is, Hi-chan. Impossible. Really? Really. I've noticed this before, but it's kind of funny how Misha is always moving her hands and signing not everything she says, but what anyone else is saying at any given time. Obviously, it must be so Shizune can understand it. Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shizune. I'm used to looking in the direction of the person whose voice I'm hearing, but really, Shizune can't hear me, but it would be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha. Then again, isn't that what she's doing? No, she's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing and will take some time to get used to. Also, if I were to guess, Hisao will probably learn how to do sign language in Shizune's route. I'm debating if I should do a voice for her, but I don't think I need to. Because I don't know if it's offensive or not. It's not a contest because contests are competitions over a prize. If there's no prize on the line, it's not really a contest. Shizune's eyes flash dangerously with a competitive glare. She stares at me as if surprised that I'm challenging her. I think maybe this is a contest to her. Let's see if I get the let's see if I can get the Kenji ending and end up doing the and not end up doing the Shizune ending right away. I never noticed how dark and blue her eyes are. It's truly an alluring gaze. Are you sure, Hee-chan? Very sure. Haha, you're wrong, Hee-chan, because I don't want to be the slowest one in the class. Therefore, what's on the line is my confidence in my abilities, and the prize is the satisfaction of proving them. Mahahaha. Shizune pushes her glasses up to the bridge of her nose in a very matter-of-fact way. I'd argue more, but the bell rings, and she quickly gets up and picks up her bag, looking at me expectantly. I had almost forgotten that I was supposed to have lunch with them. Where do you want to eat? The cafeteria? Haha, that's so plain. Okay, let's go. Plain? Well, I guess. At my old school, I like to eat outside near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it until near the end of my freshman year. I wonder if there's a similar place to eat here. Misha seems to imply as much. As such. Wait, as much? Nah. My brain farted. Shizune and Misha pull me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some students favor eating in classrooms or outdoors. I also saw my classmates with boxed lunches. After we finish eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier. So, Hee-chan, you wanted to know about clubs and stuff, right? Right? Right, right, Shi-chan? Okay, I guess it makes sense to ask first. Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again, and Misha straightens her posture as if she's about to deliver a speech. Hee-chan, do you have anything you're interested in? Really interested in? I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow the teams and players or anything like that. As of late, I just read a lot. There is a book club, right, Shi-chan? Right? But it seems like they all have the members that they can possibly have right now. Sorry, Hee-chan, it's really popular. It's a really popular club. Ah, okay, but more to the point, Hee-chan. Does this mean that you don't have anything already in mind? Not really. Good, great. That's great, Hee-chan. Really great. Why is it so great? No reason. Well, Hee-chan, other than clubs and the upcoming festival, there's one other thing. Student council. I see. I didn't know this school had a student council. That was a very melodramatic setup. Though, just to tell me that. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this because Shizune looks a little embarrassed about it, and Misha is laughing. Shizune quickly retakes control of the discussion in a matter of speaking. After all, it's still Misha who has to voice whatever she says. Right. Hee-chan, maybe you should join the student council. They could use more people. Yes, definitely. You should definitely join. Why? Well, for one, we can hang out every day, Hee-chan. Shi-chan and I are in the student council. Are both in the student council. Actually, Shi-chan's the president. From what we learned in Lily's rep, but Lily's technically a member of the student council. I'm starting to get the suspicion that Shizune and Misha might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk to about this with. As if reading my mind, Shizune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha. Haha, of course we're not trying to get you to join just because we could obviously benefit from you joining the student council and therefore indecisive to try to get you to. So you're admitting that. Haha, no, we admit nothing. I mean, Hee-chan, of course it would be nice if you join and we'd appreciate it. But even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one's school. Yep, it's true, Hee-chan. Besides, you don't have to spend time with us after school. Wait. Besides, don't you want to spend time with us after school, Hee-chan? Brain is doing his best. I can't tell if she's being genuine or if this is just really good acting. Both of them seem to be trying. Why did my brain add really? Seem to be trying hard to look their cutest, although they are already pretty cute to begin with. Okay, Hisao, keep it in your pants. The thing is, every time I use the Valley Girl voice, my brain seems to fart faster for some reason. So, it's Sal then. Welcome to the student council, Hee-chan. What? No! Ah, see, Shi-chan? Of course it wouldn't go so easily. Yep, that's right. Yep, that's right though. It would be boring if it went that smoothly. Oh well, Shi-chan owes us candy now. Owes me candy now. You're betting on it? Hey, my life is not a game here. Shizune seems very intrigued by this when Misha signs it to her. The aggressive glint returns to her eyes. Ahaha, that's interesting, Hee-chan. Let's play a game. That's not what I said. How about Rich Man Poor Man, Hee-chan? If you lose, you have to join the student council. No, absolutely not. Aw, why not? Well, because you two both have the same incentive, and therefore the same goal, which is to get me to join the student council, right? Yep. Yeah, that isn't my goal. But what this makes is both of you can team up, and I'll be at a clear disadvantage, so I will have to decline. Hee-chan, I'm very offended. Are you saying you don't trust us, and that we would pull something so disingenuous? That makes me sad. Sorry? It's hard to tell where Shizune's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin. In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feelings, you should definitely join the student council. No! This is kind of reminding me of how Hiva's been trying to get me to play Final Fantasy XIV. Like, it's not my type of game. Like, I understand there's like free parts, but I also want to enjoy the game, and I'm not sure if you guys would want me to play Final Fantasy XIV. How about a game of paper football instead of Rich Man Poor Man? Paper football? Yeah, it's a game they play in America. You make a paper triangle, and then you try to shoot it past goalposts that the other player makes with their fingers. Isn't it cool? It's the ultimate form of competition between two people, Hee-chan. And it's also played by elementary and middle school children. Shi-chan? Wait, did I read that right? Yeah, I read it. Hahaha, that means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men. More like the boys and the slightly older boys. Anyway, I'm not going to play that either. Just the fact that you know about it means you're probably surprisingly good at it. Haha, yeah, that's true. How did you know, Hee-chan? Hello, Relaxed. Shizune Shizune frowns at Misha, telling me that she's probably isn't supposed to admit that so readily. I swear, these two share a brain cell and they're all with Shizune. I shouldn't say that I'm happy with their attempts to get me into the student council. I'm a little curious about what the student council does here. I've never been on one before, or even known anybody who was a member, so it interests me. I also kind of like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Okay, they're gaslighting you. They are gaslighting you. They are gaslighting you. Okay, Hee-chan, how about Risk, the game of world domination? I don't know what that is. It's really fun, Hee-chan. You fight for control of the world with armies and everything. She sounds like Shizune would be good at it. If you want to play, we can after school. Really, Shi-chan? We can play just for fun? Wait. My brain just died. Really, Shi-chan? We can play just for we can just play. Well, I read that right, but my brain corrected me. We can just play for fun, Hee-chan. Shi-chan hasn't played in a long time, so if you want to, there's no strings attached. Well, okay. Yeah, my brain farts more when I use the Valley Girl voice for some reason. Okay, perfect. We'll see you after school in the student council room then, Hee-chan. Wait, why there? Because that's where we keep the game. Wahahaha. I grimace to tell them how much I do not like this, but it's more for show than anything. So in the end, I agree, but only for after getting Shizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete, just by accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends and we go back to class. Maybe I should play more visual novels to control my brain. Yeah. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be too nosy. Wait, why did I add two? It's be nosy. As to school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me, hovering every flag in case I try to escape. This is what No! The kitten needs help. You guys are fine without me. You guys are presumably adults. Or at least young adults, or late teens. You don't need me. I feel a little offended, but I've been considering it. Nevertheless, I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past that they're on guard. What's with the escort? This doesn't make me feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell. Wahaha, what's wrong, Hee-chan? Also, relax, what happened to not being jealous? You're starting to sound very jealous right now. That's right, we're just going to play a game of Risk, remember? I don't know, Misha. This all seems a little sinister to me. I start thinking that when we sit down to play the game, they'll tie me down and torture me until I agree to join the student council. Also, did you say you're not here for me? You're here for my wiggle. And I'll let you know, the kitten has touched the wiggle multiple times. Because I do have a Hoge IRL, so the cat was flicking around with it. I mean, he is a kitten, so it makes sense that he's curious. Well, I'm guessing my ahoge is probably just a result of my headphone, so it's probably just headphone hair. But it's weird that it's just one strand. Well, that's very... Wait, oh, that's highly unlikely, but still, for some reason, it just seems like it would be so plausible. See, I'm finding holes in your argument. This is what Danganronpa has taught me. Getting to the student council room is as simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. What, that's it? This makes you guys being so over the top seem a little silly. That's not true, Hee-chan. Shi-chan says that when their life is threatened, people have shown the capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed. Life is threatened? Her expression unchanging. Misha signs something Misha signs something amusedly to Shizune. My brain kept autocorrecting that to amusingly. Amusedly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hands behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerfully. Stop that. I know you heard me. You have no excuse, unlike Shizune. I mean, I did treat Oreo like this when he was a puppy. But the thing was, Oreo wasn't sick, so he didn't get too much attention. He still kind of did because, he was a very shy and scared puppy, so he would cry a lot. Whatever you say, buddy. Whatever you say. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's a very plain, sparsely decorated room, although it is quite large, maybe even larger than a classroom. There's a big table in the center surrounded by chairs, and a smaller desk promptly placed in the back that I assume is Shizune's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked on one side as well. Extras perhaps? So we need to get sick and start Like, when I say... I mean, according to my IRL friends, I do take care of them when they're sick, and I try to give them advice to get better, but... Yeah... I guess it's just instinct for me to take care of people. Aside from the tables and chairs, The room doesn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with old school reports and documents. Not much else. In fact, nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. They could at least put a potted plant in here or something. But the most noticeable thing that this room doesn't have is other people. Are we early? Nope. What do you mean, no? Does that mean nobody else is coming today? Yeah, that's right. Before I manage to ask why that's the case, Shizune claps her hands together very energetically. Hee-chan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain it to you while we set everything up. While Misha is talking, Shizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it to the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. I mean, I have Tabletop Simulator. Maybe I could play Risk with friends. But the thing is, my stream time is kind of... You know, they have to go out of their way to hang out with me for stream. The kitten doesn't really cry, if I'm gonna be honest. The only time he cries is when he's bored. Like, even though he's sick, his sickness doesn't seem to bother him too much, even though the vet said we have to be careful with him because of his illness. But he acts happy. Unless he's bored, that's when he actually starts crying. Oreo, when he was a puppy, he was just startled easily. It took him a month to walk around the house. He used to like just stay in my room and just sit there. But after like a month or two, he started walking around. But he would stop each time he took like 2 steps and start crying when he couldn't see us. But now Oreo's like a troublemaker. Yes, I'm talking about you. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running through the basics with a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares the game has started, and with a decisive motion, cutting her arm through the air. The power wiggle. Also, my sister is technically the cat's main owner, so she has it covered, but my sister has a job, unlike me. And my other siblings also have work, so I'm the one left with a kitten. Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to this. Hang on, let me check something. Where is it? Okay. Halfway into the game, while I try to ponder how to defend against Shizune's assault from 2 fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. Apparently this is also... No, it isn't. It's not set up. Never mind. Hee-chan wants you to know that you are taking too long to make a move. Hee-chan also says that she will let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council. Oh, they want to take my country. I see how it is. I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And Anyway, no. Shi-chan admires your fighting spirit and would be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you join the student council. Hello. Are you ready to hear bad voice acting? You're so competitive. Wait, I almost said that in You mean AKA Shizune's bad ending? That's what my friend Ragnar told me. I plan to get every person's route. Preferably I plan to get everyone's good ending, but to get to Misha, I need to get Shizune's bad ending, so it looks like I'm doing like 3 for 1. Because I already did Lily and Hanako's ending. So it looks, because I heard Kenji's joke ending is pretty close to Shizune. I'm bundling up Shizune, Kenji, and Misha together. And after them, I'll probably do Emi. Then apparently Rin is hard to get, so I'm saving Rin for last. I almost read that in Misha's voice. You're so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take this as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. Magnanimous? She doesn't seem to know what that word. Wait, my brain autocorrected that to that instead of the word means. Or how it's signed. So she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who in return signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index finger against her temples, as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing. Wait, please slow down, Shi-chan. Shi-chan says you're going to lose. Tell her I will crush her world empire with my rebellion. Ah, okay. Those eyes of hers shine with childlike mischief. I see. She says you have no choice if you keep playing like this. No, you wouldn't. Apparently, from what I heard, this thing, because this is what I used to get Hanako and Lily, and apparently it doesn't matter if it's Emi. I think, I don't know. So let's see what happens if I do this, because I've never seen this top choice. She's either really mocking me or trying to trick me. I have nothing else to lose though, so I might as well try something different. Maybe if I spread out my forces and try to control more territories, I can recoup and the advantage. Shizune seems to focus on conquering whole nations, so maybe I can sacrifice my own continents to gain smaller countries. It's worth a shot. A few turns later, I end up losing the game anyway. So there's no difference. Because I'm pretty sure in the defensive route, Hisao still loses. Shizune adjusts her glasses victoriously and allows herself to tentatively pump a fist in the air in celebration. I win, yay! There's no need to translate that. It was pretty clear. Ha 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 ha! Don't look so sad, Hee-chan. You were really giving it your best, that's what I thought. Sometimes your best just isn't enough though. If anyone knows that, it's me. You did very well for someone who just learned how to play today. Hee-chan, you attacked Iceland and North America at the same time. That's a very daring move. Shi-chan is impressed. The mark of great people is that they are daring and that they can follow through. You're already halfway there. Isn't that great, Hee-chan? That isn't enough though. Just potential isn't enough. There's no point to potential if you don't take the first step. And there's no point to that if you don't keep going. I want to see more. Yeah, Rey Skywalker. She has potential, but she ended up being a Mary Sue instead of training it. Alright, Shi-chan, but that's so demanding. Shizune leans forward, suddenly looking a lot less playful and more like the serious person I expected her to be from the start. I feel like I should save here, because I feel like this is on the way to Shizune's route too, so I could backtrack less. So I'll save here. Boop. Hee-chan, would you like to join the student council? She really doesn't waste any time, does she? But it's only my second day of school, so I'm hesitant about committing to something so early. I haven't even taken a look at any other clubs yet. But spending time with Shizune and Misha doesn't seem like something I would hate. I still need more time to think about it before I decide for sure. Maybe. I'll get back to you on it. Okay, Hee-chan, but I hope you're not just saying that so we don't feel bad. No, really. Really? Hee-chan, if you're going to say that, you're saying that it's definitely the truth, and there can't be any mistaking it. I don't know why there's like swirly stuff, but yeah. I know. I guess I should have my revenge for losing at the very least. Shizune smiles at that in a mischievous way that feels like twisting the knife in the wound of my loss. I take a glance at the wall, my brain just skipped clock. I take a glance at the clock on the wall and realize I've spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. I mean, from what I heard, Risk could take hours to play. Sorry, I think I have to go. I wanted to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Shizune scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall. It should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Shi-chan. We think the library is open. It's on the second floor. Can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is? No thanks. It's okay. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. One flight of stairs up and I run into problems. The second floor hallway is a carbon copy of the third floor one. Wide, of course, and plain. Like only hallways can... Oh, okay. My brain didn't work there. Wide, of course, and plain, like only hallways can be. The problem is that the library's whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there is a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them? Or is it just somewhere down in the hallway? I bet on the ladder and choose my direction at random. After I turn around the corner, An unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either, just barely ajar, so that I can see it's open and nothing else. It would make sense for the library door to be invitingly open, and while this one is not quite that, it's good enough. At the very least, it means that someone is inside and I can ask for directions, no matter how embarrassing that is. I gingerly push on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at a moment's notice. The feeling of being an outsider to this school can't be shaken from my mind, so much so that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. Okay, we're gonna meet Ragnar's quote-unquote best girl, quote-unquote mommy. Also the first route I took. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep, though it's much easier to open than I anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head ever further inside to gain sight of the room as fast as possible, the meek hello on my lips is quickly snatched away. Lily. This is not what I expected. I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking in the sight of this solitary figure taking center stage in the otherwise abandoned room. The situation steals my voice, leaving me standing at the doorway, staring at the beautiful girl. Evidently, having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes, but doesn't look at me. Hello there. May I help you? Staring directly in front of herself, the movement of her lips seemed to break the silence rather than the words. However, it's the soft, measured voice that reminds me she's a being separate from the room itself. Not only is she likely the tallest girl I've ever laid my brain autocorrected that I've ever laid eyes on, but even among the foreigners I've met, she's strikingly distinct. Hi. Sorry for intruding. I was just kind of lost. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand. Care to take a seat? Unexpected, considering that I'm intruding upon her. Thanks. Good thing she can't see this creepy guy staring at her. True. I slowly stepped towards another seat opposite her, the girl resting the teacup and saucer on the wooden table in between. The way she doesn't track my movements with her head is telling, and the slight cloudiness in her eyes means she must be at least partially blind, like Kenji. Come to think of it, her voice doesn't have any detectable accent either. I guess she must be half Japanese. As I take my seat, my composure takes me wait, darn it, my brain's farting. Okay, Jaws. I can take this slowly. As I take my seat, her composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxed confidence makes the silence entirely comfortable. The calming atmosphere is so different from the student council office. I take it you're a new student to Yamaku? Yeah. I just transferred in yesterday. I get the distinct feeling my speech patterns, it doesn't match the formality of hers. Eccentric by her resistant bow of greeting. One which I hasten to match before realizing the futility of the action. I'm Lily Sato. Pleased to meet you. Hisao Nakai. She gives a nod before gesturing roughly in the direction of her teacup. Would you care for a drink? Sure. As much as it pains me, I can't keep step with her formality in the proceedings. She keeps a kind nod, taking the request in stride. Without another word, she steps off the chair and prepares a second cup of tea, with a collection of supplies laid out along a shelf. A brush here, a brush there, her left hand often lightly touching the side of whatever container she's pouring into. It seems to be a process she's followed a dozen times before. As I lean sideways to see around her back, she seems to use her long dainty finger to measure the right amount of water in the cup. It's one thing to see different disabilities the students in my class have, but it's quite another to see how everyone seems to adapt. Shizune and Misha have no problem working together to communicate with me, and Lily herself seems to have workarounds for problems I never thought of. But I feel slightly guilty about her doing the work. She seems to be pleased following the correct process of the offerer preparing the drink. So, her soft voice brings me out of my silent observance. Which room are you looking for? It's not often this classroom is visited after school. The school library. Shizune and some classmates told me it was on this floor. She finishes pouring water into the teacup as she nods a small metallic tapping. As she nods, a small metallic tapping coming from the teacup, indicating it being stirred. I am aware of Miss Hakamachi, as most students. To be with them means you're class 3-3, no? That's right, in the science room with Muto. She gives a small giggle before setting down the teacup and slowly walking towards the table, teacup and saucer in hand. He's quite a character. I imagine you'll come to like him. Most do. As she sets down the tea, I gently take it and sip. I'm really more of a coffee person, but this seems rather a bad moment to bring it up. Nonetheless, the smell's quite nice. I hardly think it'd be hard to choke down. Thanks, Sato. It tastes really nice. She smiles and quickly waves her hand in front of her face. Lily, please. There's no need to be formal. That's right. I used to give Lily my Ara voice, so I think I'm giving her the same here. She says this in spite of her exceedingly well-bred speech. Oh well. Yep. I guess I should try and ask her myself, as it really does seem as if she's catering to me. So, which class are you from? I imagine it's one of the third-year classes. Correct. I'm in class 3-2, which is on the third floor, same as yours. It's taught by Miyagi, and specifically for both blind and partially blind students. Oh yeah, I'm gonna reveal another Ragnar headcanon. Her teacher's name is Miyagi. You know Mr. Miyagi from Karate Kid? Yeah, when we used to play together, me, Ragnar, and Hiba, and another friend of ours. It's just for fun, like, we don't stream it. We used to do different voice acting for the characters. Ragnar made me do Hanako and Lily, because apparently my other voice is Lily. I don't know if it does. Yeah, we used to add stuff, and he would make me say, like, Miyagi-sensei would make me do karate chops. I don't understand why he would do it. But, I don't know, it will seem like dumb if I'm just doing it by myself. Maybe one day I'll invite them over to do some voice acting. I see. Sorry. I feel like slapping myself for the Lux Plus. Looking at her face though, she doesn't seem in the least bit put off by it. Uh-oh. There's no need to change your speech in my account. Sure. Sorry, I guess. I'm really showing my newness here. An environment like this would be a big change, so I can't fault you for it. While the same can't be said for everyone, many have come to terms with their conditions. A category which would include her, it seems. All too ready to jump ship from this particular topic, I siege into another. Do you come here to drink tea often? It's a really nice place. Thinking on it, this might be her version of the place behind my school that I like to have lunch at. I come here fairly often during lunchtimes. My duties as class representative don't leave enough time for an official club, so a friend and I use this room for having tea. Class representative, huh? Compared to Shizune, her mannerisms seem to be almost completely opposite. While Shizune is blunt and fiercely driven, Lily seems relaxed and calm, almost aloof. Come to think of it, she might be useful for her less biased view of the school's clubs. What kinds of clubs are there to join? The more popular ones are the track and field club, which use the field near the school during lunchtimes, a baseball club and book club in a room near the library. There are also numerous small ones too, such as the art and music clubs. There is some Karen who would scream at yeah. At a time when I'm just wanting to get on my feet, rushing into a club right away seems unappealing. I wonder if this school shares the same rule as my old one. Is it compulsory to join a club? It isn't, though it is encouraged. Ah, good. That's a relief. I've really let my guard down around this girl to let such a thing slip out. The facts seem to slightly amuse her. Not wanting my tea to get cold, I start drinking it as Lily does the same. As I look over to the window over her shoulder, I noticed the light coming into the room has a distinctly orange tint. Even here, time doesn't stand still. Huh? Time's gone quickly. Sorry. Right, she's blind. Of course she can't see the sun setting. It just looks like the sun's starting to set. It seems to come as a surprise for her. I guess she must have lost track of the time. Sorry, Isao. I didn't mean to keep you from the library for so long. I quickly moved to allay her concern. No, it's okay. The library's still open, isn't it? She pauses and takes a moment to think on it. It's probably something I should have asked Shizune when I had a chance, but Lily seems likely to know in any case. True. It's open until 6:30 during weekdays. A quick glance at my watch confirms I have well enough time to get there. I might get going in that case. It's been nice talking to you, Lily. She smiles and gives a deep nod, her hands still neatly folded on the table in front of her. It was my pleasure. Oh, come to think of it, shall I show you where the library is? I couldn't possibly ask for more help. I should be able to find it alright. Well, unless my navigational skills fail me. Which they seem to have a habit of doing. It's alright. I was going to talk to the librarian there in any case. I could introduce you. This gets better and better. It's pretty hard to deny her offer. If you're sure, then that'd be great. Thanks. As she stands up to follow me, she takes hold of a straight, retractable cane that had been slipped in the middle of her bag on the floor. Compared to the cane the boy in my class had, Lily's looks thinner and longer. It must be for support, whilst Lily's is for navigation. Together, we leave the peaceful room and enter the empty hallway on the way to the library. Side by side, my pace carefully slowed to match hers. We slowly walked through the hallway. It doesn't take long for us to arrive at the door to the warm-looking room, apparently situated in the center of the floor rather than either wing. Ladies first. She gives an appreciative smile at the gesture, taking the lead as we file in. To the left in the wooden library corner, the library proper being on the right. If I'm being honest, I can just be biased because Lily and Hanako were the first two routes I did. They're my favorite characters in the series. Like, I feel like they're well written, and yeah. We'll see, maybe my opinions will change once I play the other routes, but I don't know. It's definitely not gonna change for Kenji. I'll give you guys that much. It instantly dwarfs my old school's library, with a distinct smell of old books giving the place an almost old world air. There doesn't seem to be a lot of students here. Considering the time, it isn't a big surprise. Everyone's probably either in the school grounds or the dorms. Yuko, are you here? She says it to thin air since the librarian doesn't seem to be present, and of course Lily can't see. What's unexpected is that it draws a reaction. Suddenly, from under the counter, Something wait, my brain, I swear. Poor guy, no love. Ragnar made Heba voice act him with an annoying voice. Something from under the counter thuds against it, followed by a quiet wail. Oh. The origin, apparently the librarian, quickly crawls out and bounces up to extremely rigid attention. Hi Lily, how can I help you? Her voice is strained in a failing attempt to sound casual. She's rubbing the back of her head. Good afternoon. What happened just now? I heard a strange sound. It's nothing. I just hit my head. See, I dropped an eraser under my desk, and while I was looking for it, a pencil dropped, and I was looking for both of them. And when I was looking for both of them... I'm gonna redo this. See, I dropped an eraser under my desk. Why did I say bed? And while I was looking for it, a pencil dropped. And when I was looking for both of them, you came and surprised me. Are you alright? I'm sorry. I couldn't know. It's okay. It's okay. Sorry for making you worry. This is nothing. I've had worse happen to me. She's quick to reverse Lily's apologies, almost frantically, trying to push aside the possibility that she could be in any way inconvenienced by bashing her head on the counter. Yes, worse things have happened. The girl fidgets with her fingers as Lily doesn't seem to drop her concerned expression, and then she shuffles some paper around the counter for no reason. A little shorter than Lily, replete with glasses, freckles, and very troubled look, she seems to fit a library perfectly. Ah, Lily, did you get my message? Message? Oh, the 2 important books that arrived? Right, they finally came. I can't believe it took so long, but... Amongst her celebrations, partly for managing to drop the topic, I'm sure she noticed me from the corner of her eye and freezes on the spot when she does. Oh no, I'm sorry for not noticing you before. Do you need to check out a book? Or return one? I'm sorry. The way she can so swiftly shift between 2 moods is unsettling. He's with me, Yuko. This is Hisao, a new student. Hisao, this is Yuko, the school librarian. I like how I tend to switch between a Japanese accent. Like, I said Yuko earlier, but now with Lily I'm saying Yuko like a foreigner. Pleased to meet you. Hisao, right? Hisao. Pleased to meet you too, Hisao. For a second, she visibly attempts to engrave the name on her mind, so she won't forget. Yuko often arranges to import foreign books in Braille for me. Why did I say Braille? It's Braille. Would you like to tell us a little something about the library? Lily's innocent suggestion is met with an expression of abject horror. Please Lily, I can't. I don't know what he could be interested in. This is too much responsibility. How is it any responsibility at all? I don't get. But her objection is so sincere. I don't doubt for a second that she would rather disembowel herself on the spot than tell me where the light novels are. But... So there are a lot of books in Braille here? I attempt to save the day by asking the first thing that pops into my head. It seems to work, at least partially, as Yuko seems to not exactly relax, but at least look slightly less tense. Well, I think about a third or fourth of Yamaku's library is in either braille or audio. Makes sense given all the blind students that be here. If it's only that, how come the library is so big in the first place? Well, we get a lot of new books regularly because the library is adequately endowed. That's probably why. I spend more on new books than on my salary, and then I have to organize and shelve all of them. It's so troublesome, and they waste so much. I wish I could quit this job. A very awkward silence follows this revelation of too much information. I'll check the aisles then, if you don't mind. It's probably for the best. It's probably best for all of us if she doesn't keep talking to me. Very well. Meanwhile, Yuko, I would have those books if you're alright, if it's alright with you. Okay, we're about to meet, I'm pretty sure we're about to meet Hanako. And I think this is where we're gonna hear the first change of voice. Cause Hanako's voice 2 years ago was just my uwu voice, but quiet. No, it's not my uwu voice, just quiet. It was my uwu voice, but sad and quiet. But from what I learned on Hooked on You, I could do my uwu voice whispery. Maybe I'll do that for Hanako. So there could be some variations with Emmy. My first impression was right. The library is surprisingly big. Ambling down the narrow aisles, I studied the spines of the books in random order, occasionally sliding one out to read the blurb, taking it with me if it looks good. A few moments later, I have a respectable stack of books in my arms. I guess I'll never be stuck for choice in here. A normality of the library sinks in. Sure, there are a large print and braille books scattered throughout, but it is what it is, a library. It's as if the calm mood from the room I had tea with Lily in snuck with us in here. Wait, I had tea with Lily and snuck in us with us in here? This part is confusing. Like, oh wait, never mind. I got it. My brain was like, that's wrong, but I was like, no, it's not. Unless it was here to begin with. Something about that puts me at ease, just like before. I reached the end of the aisle and find a collection of desks set up for study or personal reading. Going a little further though, I discover a nice quiet corner at the back. While the rest of the library has the odd student sitting at a desk, either reading or stealthily sleeping, the back is pretty much deserted. As I glance around, I see someone I recognize sitting on one of the several beanbags. It's a dark-haired girl from my class, the one who snuck out of the classroom earlier. She was reading a book, keeping it close to her face, which makes her look like she's really into it. From the way she was acting today, I had her pegged as more of a delinquent than a bookworm. In fact, her mysterious appearance from the class raises all sorts of whys in my head. Intrigue floats slowly but surely towards the surface, and before I know it, I'm walking towards the mysterious long-haired girl. I guess there's no harm in introducing myself as I would with anyone else. She's a classmate after all. I walk over to another beanbag. I take a seat and lay my books beside it. The girl starts looking scaredly up at me and underneath her fringe. This is the first time I've seen her this close. Underneath her long, dense bangs, I could see the part of her face. That part of her face, at least a third, if not half, is pretty badly scarred. My eyes are immediately drawn to the scars, subconsciously peeking past her hair until they meet her own eyes. For a second, I'm shocked and divert my eyes to the book in her hands before I realize that I was looking away. I realized that looking away probably only makes it worse. Okay, we already did this, so I guess I have to do this one. I mean, they're both not bad options. It takes too many seconds to collect myself and remember what I walked up to her for. Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you.
It's okay.
Okay, it's not that whispery. The girl certainly doesn't look like it's okay, but I let it slide. So, do you mind if I sit here? She seems to be very uncertain whether it's okay or not for me to sit, but finally she nods just a little.
Okay.
I take the seat next to her. Okay, never mind. I think the voice is identical to the voice is identical to 2 years ago. I take the seat next to her, and she hides herself behind her book. Life of Pi. Never heard of it. So, sorry again for startling you. I'm Hisao. She looks up from her book, stalling a little before replying.
I know. We are in the same class.
Her speech is stilted and so quiet that it is barely audible, even in the still library. Somehow I think my delinquent impression of her was wrong.
Hanako. I'm Hanako.
I resist the urge to say that's a nice name, just to have something to say, but really, it's the only thing I could think of. I feel like an idiot. Everyone here must be used to being different to each other, and here I am, being all bothered and fussed about that kind of thing. Don't let me interrupt your reading. I'll just check these books if you don't mind. She nods and sighs a little sigh of relief. So I tried to read the covers and the introductions of the books I picked up, and she buries her face in her book. Uncomfortable silence consumes us. My eyes still wander to her direction, and I sneak peeks at her flowing hair and the scars it's hiding. After a while, I realize that she's doing the same and only pretending to be immersed in Life of Pi. Also, apparently, sadly, one of the original writers for Katawa Shoujo passed away in like 2020 or 2021. So yeah. Apparently, when they finished the game, the writers apparently spoke to each other and they planned to release a DLC, but it never came to be. But luckily, another writer made an unofficial DLC with the Mickey route, which I might play in the future. Her gaze is not inquisitive at all, though. It darts around like a scared rabbit. When our gazes finally meet, The chain reaction is unstoppable. She stands up forcefully from the beanbag and takes a deep breath.
I...
I
don't know.
Wait.
I'm gonna do something.
Without warning, Hanako takes off and runs towards the counter. Her hair-like takeoff catches me off guard, so off guard that I don't manage to go after her until she has a good head start. By the time I reach the counter, she's nowhere to be seen. Lily and Yuko are happily chatting away. Knowing that I won't be able to catch Hanako myself, I approach the girls. Hey, did you notice a girl run past here? Maybe. What did she look like? Long dark hair, kinda shy. She had, well, some scars on her face. You wouldn't be talking about Hanako, would you? Yeah, that's her. I saw her reading and tried to talk to her, but I think I scared her off or something. Oh dear. Yuko, would you excuse me? I had better try and find her. Sure. I'll just hold on to these until you come back. What's going on? I'm sorry, but I'll have to explain it to you some other time. Right. I'll see you later then. Lily hastily grabs her cane and hurries out of the library, leaving me alone with Yuko. I don't think I'll ever get the hang of this place. Did I do something wrong? What did you do? Nothing. I was just looking for some books and then she got to this fit and ran off. The most offending thing I could think of was that I could have looked at her general direction a few times. Well, she is a very timid girl. You have to be very careful around her. She can be jumpy, I think, and she's not accustomed to talking with other people. Isn't that a bit strange? Yeah, what do you call it? Hanako has two disabilities. Her scars and her social anxiety. So yeah. Actually, now that I think about it, I might like Hanako more than Lily. Like, I like both of them. They're my favorite characters in the game, but for now, because I don't know much about Shizune, Misha, Rin, and Emmy, but we'll see. I wonder. It's just how she is, I think. Yuko doesn't sound all that convincing. Then again, maybe this is just the norm around here. Everyone has their own problems, or else they wouldn't be here. But how should I deal with these people? Forcing myself to act overly casual only makes me feel phony. Like, I was supposed to be ignoring the elephant in the room. Yuko fidgets, looking like she wants to say something to that, but resists it. I think it's only an elephant. Wait, I think it's an elephant only if you feel that way. And she doesn't have a good sense of self-restraint. It makes me smile, and she blushes heavily. What? Did I sound stupid? No, it sounded really wise. I guess you're right. It's more about me than anyone else. Neither of us has anything to add, so Yuko fills the silence by shuffling some papers around. Also, I might change the title of this stream, because I don't think I'll get past Act 1. So I'll just change the title of this stream and take Shizune out of the title. Neither of us has anything to add, so... Oh wait, I already read that. People who have papers on their desk really like doing that. Did you find any books? I should be closing soon. I mean, this library should be closing, but I have to do it. I hope that's not too inconvenient for you. Oh yeah, I want some books, but I left them over there because I'll just go get them. I fetched my stack of books from beside the beanbags where Hanako and I were sitting and returned to the counter. Wow, you read a lot, don't you? I surprised myself with that too, honestly, at least. When I really think about it. I had a lot of free time earlier this year, so I just kind of started reading books to fill the time. I couldn't do much else. Oh yeah, this game was released in 2012, but it was in development for a couple of years, so smartphones wouldn't have been a thing. Because I believe smartphones didn't come along until 2009. So yeah. I see. She doesn't say anything else, and just checks out my books for me. I guess this is what they call tack. Holding the library books with one arm, I throw in my pocket for the key to the door. A sudden sound from behind me startles me, making me nearly drop the books I'm carrying, or the key that I almost managed to get into the lock. Who is it? Oh boy. I turn around to see who is talking to me. It's Kenji. He seems to be in a friendly mood, although the light glint of his glasses in the dark gives him a sinister look. It's just me. Oh yeah, this is where I get asked to say if Hanako's cute or not. Apparently, everyone's route requires me to say she is cute. I feel like Kenji was the only one that's different, where I have to say she's not cute. Because the setup's already ready for Shizune and I think Rin. I think I'll save here. This makes him pause and lick his lips nervously. Who is me? I don't know anyone called me. Are you some new guy again? His voice is suddenly strained and quick. Yes, but we met yesterday. We met before yesterday. I don't think so. I would remember someone who I met only yesterday. When was that? What day is it today? I try to ignore him. Is he joking or what? Or that we've met before. You live across the hall, you're Kenji. Kenji jumps back, his eyes filled with uncomprehending fear. How do you know my name? Damn. This could only mean one of two things. Either we have met, and that you are telling the truth, and I just can't remember it. Or you are a spy. He pauses. A psychic spy. His eyes dart around me, trying to peek into my room, although it's hard to believe he can see anything through those thick glasses. His mood swang from friendly to manic in less than a minute. I'm not a psychic. How do I know that? I'm not a mind reader. Kenji points a finger in my face, damningly. Unlike you. Stop that, man. We met yesterday. What's wrong with you? I live in this room. Lies. If you think you could pass as Hisao because I'm legally blind, you are sorely mistaken. You don't even look like him. I mean, their semblance is real slim. Maybe at a distance, but who do you think you're kidding? I want to grab him by the shoulders and shake him. Exasperated, I rub my eyes and let out a heavy sigh. Stay there. Kenji comes closer, one step at a time. I stay still, lest he assault me physically, although I doubt he could do much damage even if he did. Oh wait, I see it now. Damn it really is you. sighing again. And then, once again, for good measure, I stepped backwards just in case. What's up, man? You don't look so good. I think. What's wrong? Something wrong? I don't know, just had something stupid happen to me. A few things, actually. Even if you discount this one. I can't get a proper touch on other people here, and I have no idea if it's just because of me or because of them. I don't know why I'm telling this to Kenji. It's not like we've had any contact either. That's rough, dude. Yeah. Sorry about calling you a psychic spy and all, but you can never be too careful. It's a hard reality we live in. I'm slowly starting to think that Kenji isn't necessarily living in the same reality as the rest of us. You see, this is how it is. It is this world. There's no justice, you see. Even when I lose, I win, because I don't lose the lesson. What's that even mean? It doesn't matter. He dismisses it flatly with a wave of his head. So, what happened? Why the long face? Do you have a long face? It's nothing. I just scared some girl off accidentally. Literally, too. She actually ran away from me. It's my fault, really. I think. I'm not really used to all this yet. A girl? A cute one? Cute. That's a hard question. She had a nice body and beautiful hair, but the face... Okay, I'm gonna save here. Okay. Not exactly cute. No, I'm sorry, Hanako. There are a lot of cute girls here. A surprisingly disproportionate amount. I believe this is one of the dark secrets of the school. I tried to warn you, man. But did you listen? I don't remember any such warning. Dark secrets? That's why I said, I'm sorry, Hanako. She's my favorite character. Yes, dark secrets. Extremely dark, like a black hole. Have you noticed the number of girls in this school is slightly but significantly higher than the boys? It's like 60, 70. That's because you're living in a dating sim. He turns his head to the left and stares off into the distance at nothing. Why is it like this? I mean, to the untrained eye, it doesn't appear to be that bad, but that is a full 20%. One would dream that a school with such a large pool of women would be a man's dream, but no. What I am about to tell you could blow your mind. Are you ready? I don't know where this is going, but I think I won't be missing much by cutting out now. Also, I feel like the dialogue option was the same. I feel like it didn't matter. Like, he was still gonna go into the female conspiracy, even if I said Hanako was cute, but I think he'd be angrier. No, I'm not ready. Also, what was the point of having a choice there if apparently all the other routes require you to call Hanako cute? I only get as far as turning the doorknob before Kenji starts talking again, showing that he doesn't really care if my mind is blown or not. I believe that this school is a battleground, the site of a feminist infiltration. Okay, Kenji, get off Twitter. I don't want to sound political, but get off Twitter! And maybe Reddit. This disparity in the number of men to women is a clear sign of how far they have come. In case this Cold War turns hot, they will have superiority in numbers. This is our skirmish in the eternal war against the forces of the feminists. They're everywhere in Japan. Women outnumber men. It's not a 60-40 split, but it's only a matter of time, man. Even in America, women have the majority by a hair. They're building up their numbers. In the past, the buildup of a military has always been the clearest sign of imminent war. Also, I'm gonna call Kenji out. For university, I did have to read statistics for one of my classes. He is flat out wrong. There is more men than women, but the split is like 61-49, so it's not that big. But it's more men than women. So, yeah. Kenji is just spitting out a bunch of bull here. Japan is just the first step. Our economy is badass, and the country itself is small and isolated, yet a huge part of the Pacific in terms of political value. The perfect target. They are so cunning, as expected of women. I don't know if he's complimenting them or if he's offending them. Soon the day will come when... Kenji's voice trails off ominously. That's why you can't trust them. They will string you along, and then kill you, just as they killed me. You will end up just like me. Oh hell no. I can't stop myself from blurting that out. Hey, what the hell does that mean? You said it, not me. It's the best I can think of. So, you're not supposed to say something like that. Damn, so rude. But in Lily's route, he was actually pretty caring towards Lily, so... Unless he's a liar. I hate liars. Where was I? Oh yeah, vast feminist conspiracy. Stop it, stop. I lost you way back there somewhere. Somewhere around feminist infiltration. Too hard to follow? It's cool. I have graphs and stuff in my room. And puppets. You like puppets? No puppets. You don't like puppets? Okay. Graphs are still cool. Cool though, right? He speaks energetically, responding almost before I'm done talking, moving his hands in an animated way as he continues to rant on. This is too strange. I had him pegged as relatively normal, but it's clear that I was wrong. Something in your mind, dude? Just thinking about how it's like to be the last sane man in an insane world. Kenji frowns, looking deeply upset. You mean that's you? That can't be, because I'm the last sane man in an insane world. That is my dream. You can't just steal a man's dream. What the hell? There can't be two last sane men. It will invalidate the whole last part, and that's kind of important. That part's kind of important. There can only be one, like in that foreign movie where there could only be one, and in the end, there could only be one dude left, because that was the point. I've never seen anyone talk so heatedly and so defensively about absolutely nothing before. Anyway, if you wait here, I can get my graphs. I also have a list of other dark and complex conspiracies that this school holds, as tangled as... Quick, finish my analog for me. Be a pal. I'm going to go to bed now. It's extremely late. That doesn't sound like an analogy, but whatever. I like you. You seem like a cool dude. Most people don't understand what I'm talking about when I try to explain the vast feminist conspiracy to them. Denial is a terrible thing. Later. He really annoys me. He claps me on the back and then vanishes into his room, so quickly and quietly. It's like he doesn't even open the door, but instead walks right through it like a ghost. I don't know if I can fully digest what just happened, so I give up and go to my room, kicking off my shoes before falling face first into the bed. It takes me some time to relax and get up so I can get started on homework. It's because the sheets are cool and comforting against my cheeks. Which cheeks? Which cheeks? You don't specify which cheeks. Okay, I'm not gonna get into that. It feels good just laying there with my eyes closed. This school is like some kind of bizarre, surreal island. It's isolated on top of a mountain, and each person is a stranger than the last. I just can't seem to fit in. What irony. One would think that fitting in a place that's made for people who are unfit for anywhere else would be easy. He said he lied down on his bed and then the sheets feel cool and it feels good on his cheeks, but he never specified which cheeks. Was it his face cheeks or was it his butt cheeks? Maybe I'm trying too hard. Although I say that, it doesn't help take the edge off, and the words are left echoing off my empty walls. I guess it's not as bad as I expected, though. This place really is more a school and less a hospital pretending it's a school than I thought it would be. If nothing else, the scenery is beautiful. I open one eye, seeing the school books and bottles of pills arranged side by side on my desktop. Maybe this place is too much like a normal school after all. I feel very tired this morning, probably because yesterday itself was a very tiring day. On top of that, I woke up far earlier than necessary. After saying hi to Shizune and Misha, I started doing the work as instructed from the board. It already looks like today is going to be heavy. I don't have a problem with that now, though. Shizune and Misha might jump on me trying to get an answer about whether or not I've decided to join the student council, even if it's just one day. I wouldn't put it past them to try, and I don't have an answer for them if they do, so this situation is convenient for me. About 10 minutes into class, Hanako walks in and takes his seat, but no one looks at her. The teacher doesn't even comment on her lateness. He does, however, stop us to say that we're going to break into groups again. I turn my head and see that Shizune and Misha are looking at me. Shizune gives me a smile that is equal parts cute and menacing. This is a smile that says, "We have you now, there is no escape." Oh, that's a new discovery.
Hee-chan, it looks like we're working together again. Yay, yay!
Misha leans sideways while Shizune pushes her desk closer to mine. There really is no escape now, unless I were to jump through the window. Jumping out the window isn't the best option, sadly.
What's wrong, Hee-chan? Oh, Hee-chan, have you been thinking about what you said yesterday? You said that you would think about joining the student council, didn't you? It's okay, Hee-chan. We were talking about it after you left, and it would be rude to expect you to have an answer for us this early, right?
The secret ending. Hisao just jumps off the roof. Jumps off the building. I'm so happy you two are able to have a laugh at my expense, and even more pleased to know that you both know how crazy the two of you can be. Now that it's over, Shizune snaps back into serious mode and smacks today's assignment with the back of her hand, in an overly dramatic and important way. When I look this stuff, it's mostly just reading. In fact, there are only two problems. I almost want to say something about how her... Wait. I almost want to say something about how her rush to get started seems a little bit much, considering the small amount of work. I did read that right the first time. In fact, Shizune probably knows how little there is, and simply doesn't care. Yeah, it seems like the workload doesn't matter to her, as much as the fact that it is work. The actual amount is unimportant. She approaches everything with the same level of ambition. While I'm reading, I let my eyes wander around the room and catch Hanako trying her hand at solving the problem. It looks like she's working alone. I can't remember seeing her working with other people before. Thinking back to how shy she is, it's understandable. Hey, that girl over there.
Huh? Who Hee-chan?
Her, Hanako, over there. Does she always work alone?
I think so, Hee-chan. Do you feel sorry for her because she's alone?
I was just thinking that maybe she could work with us or something.
No, I don't think that would be a good idea, Hee-chan.
Why not?
Hee-chan doesn't get along with her.
And this was when... Apparently this is the time when Ragnar realized that this is how Shizune is a bitch. But if we find out later in the story, it's because Shizune is Lily's cousin, they don't get along, and Hanako's basically Lily's best friend, so... Why? Misha shuffles around the question, letting out a laugh that sounds very strange. It's nervous, but still has that letting up and down quality present in everything she says.
Just because, Hee-chan.
But we do know, because of Hanako's route, Shizune doesn't have a problem with Hanako herself. It's just that she's associated with Lily. By now, Shizune has noticed our conversation, and it makes me realize how Misha has been signing everything she has been saying this whole time.
But Shi-chan, the enemy of my enemy is my enemy? That sounds so harsh. I'm not going to say that.
You said it anyway.
I know, Hee-chan. It's fine if you overheard.
Also, what do you call it? The next scene where Lily and Shizune gets into an argument. Shizune is complaining about how Lily's class is late. Ragnar thought that's rude of Shizune because Lily's class is literally blind, so of course they'd struggle. And apparently a lot of people on Reddit and the internet almost has a similar view as Ragnar. Like, there's still people who love Shizune. Don't get me wrong. I've seen, like, I don't know, 10, 20 people who likes her. But there's more people who don't like her or are neutral towards her. I'm more neutral towards her. I wonder if this is Misha's way of keeping things fair, since without her, I wouldn't be able to understand a thing Shizune is saying, and vice versa. Is that also why she signs all the time? So there is never a conversation Shizune will be left out of?
Anyway, we should start on the problem now, Hee-chan.
Also in Hanako's route, Shizune invited Hanako to work with them. And in Lily's route, they seem to have buried the hatchet some way. We finish with time to spare, and I decide to ask if there are any alternatives to the cafeteria, as frankly, the food so far has been subpar. This sends Shizune and Misha arguing among themselves about their favorite restaurants. All of them are downtown, so I don't think we have time to go all the way there. And what about the bill? Are they arguing just for the fun of it? Maybe. They seem so distracted by it that they didn't even notice that the start of the actual lunch break. It looks like we won't be getting to... I mean, if I feel like I can go overtime, I would, but I don't think I should. I look over my shoulder towards the back of the classroom. She seems to be studying her notes from the previous class. It's an odd sight. Everyone else in the class is busying themselves with the lunch break. Socializing, gossiping, rearranging desks. The ones with actual boxed lunch mixed in and chattering like everyone else, only interrupted by the short bouts of eating. But when I watch Hanako, it feels like I'm the only one who can see her, almost as if she's invisible, sort of hiding in plain sight. Is she being bullied? Is she isolating herself from the rest of the class on her own accord? I see her look over her shoulder towards the classroom's rear door. Come to think of it, she hasn't turned a page since I started watching her. I guess she's waiting for someone. What do I do? I'll save here too. Actually, from what I saw, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I don't think it matters. Well, wait, why did I press quit? I'll save just in case. Because I know what they call it. I know that, yeah, I'll just choose this one. Because I feel like that I will also need to do that for... I also need to do this for Shizune's route. Misha and Shizune are still arguing about their choice for a lunch place. Incomprehensible for a pair of two high school students who have to take a taxi at least to make it to downtown and back in time. Haven't you finished already? Oh, sorry, Hee-chan. Were you waiting for us? Don't you? You don't have any plans? Plans? For lunch? Well, I don't, so I thought I could hang out with you guys. Misha smiles victoriously at my lack of plans and excitedly translates my response to Shizune. We don't have anything specific. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe I should have just read my book. So, yeah, I have ended up with Kenji. If this leads me into Shizune's route, I'll just reload a save. But I will save on the start of Shizune's route. Do you want to eat lunch with me and Shi-chan? Wait, I didn't read the first part. If you don't have anything specific planned out, do you want to eat with me and Shi-chan? We're going to town for lunch though. Don't worry, Hee-chan, it's not that far. Sure, I'll come with you. And with that, we leave the classroom. Just around the corner of the hallway, something hits me in the chest with the force of a runaway train. Ouch. Okay, when I last spoke as Emmy, I was just using my Aussie accent. Oops, I didn't read that. I didn't read that. Opening my eyes, I see a pair of sorcerer-like green eyes looking up at me. They belong to the perpetrator, a short girl who bumped into me and has now fallen down into the hallway floor. She wears a PE uniform and a very worried frown. The former strikes me as a rather strange thing to have during a lunch break. More striking than that, though, is that she doesn't have any legs. She doesn't have legs. Or she does, but it's not flesh and bone. Her pale and very much flesh and bone thighs ends in the shins, and feet made of black metallic or plastic-like material. They look disturbingly artificial and unnatural. It almost made me forget that my chest is hurting. The girl winches a little, rubs her nose, and jumps up. Okay, how am I gonna do this? Because if I make my voice the Uwu voice, it's just Hanako. But the game says she has a high-pitched voice, so my Aussie accent had a deep voice, so I don't think it'll make sense either. And I can't use my Valley Girl voice because it's Misha. Okay, I'm gonna try. Oh man! No, that's bad. I don't know, maybe I'll just go back to Aussie.
Oh man, hey! Are you alright? I'm really sorry about that, really. I wasn't looking where I was going.
Wait. Yeah, I read that.
I wasn't looking where I was going, so... And you just came out of nowhere. Sorry.
I don't know what that voice is, I'm just doing the first thing that comes to mind, and that's cringy. She's looking really apologetic, in the hurt puppy way of looking apologetic. I quickly forget about being angry or anything, since hurt puppies are my weak spot. It's okay, don't worry about it. Ouch! Yeah, Emmy almost gave us a heart attack. I say that, but there's a stinging pain growing in my chest, and I know that this is about the biggest possible danger for my condition. Don't overexert yourself. Don't forget your medication. And most of all, don't get hit in the chest. I try to rub my solar plexus to chase the pain away. I think the next time we see Emmy, her voice is gonna change. Actually, I could try and combine my... Because it's hard to do my Aussie accent in a high pitch. I could try to combine my Uwu voice with my Valley Girl voice, but I don't think that's gonna sound good. Because I haven't done it. Holding my chest in an attempt to hear my heartbeat. Holding my breath. It seems normal.
Hey, should I get a thirst?
The worried high-pitched voice of the girl snaps me out of it. I stare at her for a few seconds dumbfounded, until I realized that I probably looked worse off than I really was, going over myself and looking all tense. Damn, I'm overly worried about my heart. No need, I'm fine. Managing to say something in response, I pull myself upright, feeling my sore ribs one last time and take a deep breath. She just knocked the wind out of me, big time, but there's nothing more than that.
You sure?
Wait.
You sure? You're sure you're okay? I hit you pretty hard.
I'm using an in-between voice between my Uwu voice and my Valley Girl voice. It's okay, I said I was fine and nothing's broken, no harm done.
That's good.
I feel a hand on my shoulder at the same time. Wait. I didn't press that. Oh, I think that was on purpose. Wait. Yeah, it was... Oh, it automatically does it. Text history. I feel a hand on my shoulder. At the same time, the girl's eyes widen in horror, and whatever she was saying gets interrupted by a very horrified beep. I don't have time to look behind me because Shizune is already shoving me aside and stomping over to the girl, signing fiercely at her. Miss Ibarasaki, I saw that. Running in the halls is strictly prohibited. Misha translates right on Shizune's tale, but her voice is girlishly playful, not full of the divine fury Shizune's arm movements would seem to call for.
Huh, yeah. I was going...
Wait.
Sorry. I was going to get some stuff and I was kind of in a hurry. You've been told this 1,000 times before. Your reckless behavior endangers other students. And even worse, it's explicitly against the school regulations. The girl blushes and starts to fidget nervously like a little child caught misbehaving. She's so cute. I find myself smiling. I know that. I was just...
Make sure that this will not happen again. Although I'm sure telling you this is futile and only causes me further headache when you choose to ignore the regulations. Got that, Emmy? The small girl sticks her tongue out in response.
I gotta go.
I feel like I'm doing a very poor Mickey Mouse voice.
No, teacher will have my head. I promised to help with printouts, but I went running instead. Sorry, but I've gotta change and everything.
I think I'm switching more to a more excited Hanako. I mean, I'm just one person, so I shouldn't blame myself for the lack of variety. Before Misha, Shizune, or I can say anything, she's already bolted off where she was going a second ago, almost halfway towards the stairwell. Shizune looks like she's about to go nuclear on the spot, so I smile at her in a vain attempt to calm her down.
Are you okay, Hee-chan? That Yorosaki girl is always like that, causing trouble to others.
You know, I'm pretty certain Shizune won't call me Hee-chan.
Never mind.
Yeah, anyway, I'm okay. Just got the wind knocked out of me. Oh wait, I accidentally pressed the...
That's great, Hee-chan.
I wouldn't call that great, but I let it slide this one time.
So, let's hurry, Hee-chan, to lunch.
We promise it'll be great. I'll take your word for it. What kind of place is it? A restaurant or something?
It's a tea house, Hee-chan.
A tea house? That sounds kind of fancy.
Why are you looking at your wallet, Hee-chan? It's okay if you don't have any money. We'll cover for you.
That's really nice of you. Thanks.
It's okay, Hee-chan. After all, we're friends, right, Hee-chan?
It's only been 3 days. Are we really friends that quickly? Huh. But bearing that makes me happy.
It's only for today, though.
And only if you accept right now. Do you want to go, Hee-chan? start wondering if this is some kind of trap. Is this Misha's suggestion or Shizune's? This is important. I'm still a little apprehensive about the possible motives of a girl whose favorite pastime is the game of world domination. No, I'm just being paranoid. Actually, they have grown on me already, and I do have to go to town sometime. So why not now with them? I've never been to a tea house before. All my expectations are from what I've seen about them on TV. But those are period dramas, and these are modern times. It might be a regular cafe, and they're just calling it a tea house. Either way, I'm curious about that too. So there's another reason for me to join them. Sure.
That's great, Hee-chan. That's great. Yay!
Isha hops up and down briefly to show how happy she is, which causes a few heads to turn towards us. Shizune alms for a polite tiny clap that lasts for all of 2 seconds before she goes back to looking stoic as usual. Would it kill you to be a little happier, Shizune?
Oh, I wasn't aware that Hee-chan was a king.
Shizune pushes her glasses up as Misha delivers her message, totally without sarcasm. I guess it would sting more if she could say it with the intent Shizune meant behind it. So, for once, I'm happy to have Misha as a barrier between us. I'm not telling you to jump for joy because I'm having lunch with you. I'm not that arrogant. She seems to accept this, and we head to town with Shizune leading the way. Watching her walk in front of me, I notice that she walks very quickly, taking long, heavy, determined strides. Maybe if we were traveling towards a snowstorm, it would make sense to walk like that, but it's a perfectly clear day. Anyway, it's making me feel exhausted just watching her. We arrive at the tea house in what Misha says is record time, likely because of Shizune's blazing pace. I felt a little let down, seeing that it's not a full feudal era building with mats on the floor and women in kimonos pouring the tea. It actually looks more like a cafe, as I thought. Not that it's a bad thing. It looks very nice. As soon as I walk through the doors, someone zooms in front of us as if they had been lying in wait the entire time. Welcome! Thank you for patronizing this establishment. The top half of her body drops forward in a bow that looks like an axe chopping through wood. I'm surprised to see it's none other than Yuko, the librarian. I didn't know you worked here. Oh, yes, I do. I'm a waitress. I've been working here for 1 year, 6 months, and 2 weeks now. Thank you for choosing to come here. Is there anything I can do for you? Hi, Yu-chan. Hello. Misha, you both know her too? Of course, Hee-chan. Yu-chan works in the library after all. I don't go there often myself, but Shi-chan knows her, and we both come here a lot, so it's like we see her all the time. Yes. Should I get your usuals? And if there is anything you want, please feel free to tell me anytime. You don't have to be so formal. We all know each other. It's also pretty empty today, so she can afford to take it easy. I was hoping she would stop looking so nervous, but my words have the opposite effect. No,
I'm a waitress. This is my job. I have to do it properly. Okay. That works for Su-chan. Yu-chan, please get Shi-chan what she usually gets, and I'll have some green tea with milk and honey.
No pressure.
Yes, but this is my job, and there is always pressure.
I'm sorry, I'm arguing with a customer. Sorry.
Yuko takes another 100-mile-per-hour bow. I decide to give up and join Shizune and Misha at a table.
As soon as I sit, I don't think I saw this last time. Because I'm pretty sure for Lily and Hanako, I had to just read my book. Or it doesn't matter, because most of the stuff in Act 1 don't matter until the final part. As soon as I sit down, Yuko comes by looking more upset than before.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I forgot to take your orders. I'm not attentive to customers that's not right.
I'm sorry. I mean, me stuttering makes sense.
If there's anything I can do to make up for it, please tell me.
Yeah, this is new. I haven't seen this before. Because I'm pretty sure if I read my book, I would have gone to the Shanghai with Hanako and Lily, if I remember correctly.
It's okay, Yu-chan. He-chan didn't order anything, so it's not your fault. Don't be upset.
It's true. I guess I should order now. But I don't really know what this place serves, and there doesn't seem to be a menu. Yeah, she's right. I'll have some coffee and a sandwich if you have one. Whatever sandwich you think is the best tasting one here, because Shizune is paying for my meal. Shizune frowns and gives me an alternating looks of surprise, indignation, and bemusement, unable to decide between the three.
He-chan, just how much money do you have in your wallet? It can't be that little, right? We should split the cost 3 ways to make it fair.
Yeah, I won't accept anything else. Misha turns to Yuko.
Yu-chan, Shi-chan says she wants 3 of whatever is the most expensive item on the menu.
No!
Haha, just kidding, He-chan.
Okay, I think that the turkey sandwich is the most delicious sandwich, and it comes with free soup. A good employee would try to recommend that item that there is the most of, though, or the most expensive item.
Am I bad at my job?
No, that sounds good. I'll have that and some coffee.
Okay.
I mean, technically speaking, you have to recommend all 3. I hold a hospitality certificate, so I kinda know. Not to brag or anything. I'm not bragging. She comes back a few minutes later with our drinks and my sandwich. Shizune seems to be fine with just her tea, while Misha also ordered a parfait. I don't know why, because I can't imagine many things that would go worse with tea. Oh well. I take a bite out of my sandwich. It's very good.
He-chan, have you thought about joining the student council?
Huh?
Don't talk with your mouth full, He-chan.
I wash my food down with a sip of coffee, which is also surprisingly good. But now's not the time to remark on how this place has good food. You said you understood it was too early to expect me to make a decision this quickly. That was like 3 hours ago.
A man should be decisive, He-chan. You really should join the student council, He-chan. Come on, it'll be fun.
people always say, come on, it'll be fun, about things that are never ever fun.
Don't you believe me, Hee-chan?
Wait, do I actually get a choice here? I'll save, just in case. Is it Shizune saying that, or Misha? What a cute impression, but the effect is somewhat jarring. Like she has split personalities. Huh?
Hee-chan, that's depressing. We just want to spend time with you. That's right. Yeah, that's a good point too. That's right, Hee-chan. That's a good point too. Yep, this is beneficial to everyone. It solves all of our problems. Yeah, I also thought Hee-chan would appreciate it. That makes me sad.
Suddenly I feel really left out. It's rude to talk about someone without letting them know in the conversation. Shizune adjusts her glasses, laughing to herself. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I've made a wrong decision somewhere.
Oh, but that's true, Hee-chan. And you would be helping us out. Membership has been really low this year.
How low?
Ah, that's a secret, Hee-chan.
No, I want to know how low it was. How low is low?
5?
5? Lower?
Well,
0.
Ahaha, Hee-chan, that isn't important. What matters is that the number is low, and that is why we would appreciate you giving us a hand, especially with the festival coming up so soon. And it looking to be a busy year ahead in general.
So you're not going to answer my question?
No.
I sigh and straighten up my chair, trying to look as defiant as possible because this seems like a big issue and I don't want to let it go that easily. I feel silly like a blowfish. Fine. At least tell me this. How many people are in the student council? Total.
Well, Hee-chan, we're definitely undermanned. But we have enough members to get the job done. Yep.
It's not just the two of you, is it?
Hahaha, Hee-chan, that's funny. But it's definitely not just us.
Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure?
Yep.
I mean, Lily does help out a bit, but I don't think she's an official member. I stare at them both, trying to see if they will slip up and confirm my worst fears. Misha frowns, looking uncomfortable. This is probably because I'm staring at her. Shizune, on the other hand, returns my gaze with one of her own. Maybe she is challenging me, peering at me over the rims of her glasses like that. So teasing and surprisingly immature, like a little girl beckoning someone to play with her.
Hee-chan, you're too cute.
Student council representatives have been trying to make you feel welcome and even been treating you to lunch. You should show your gratitude by joining the student council, so you could at least help them out. Maybe I'll say yes if I am given an option.
Yeah, it would be great if you could just fill some papers for us, and the festival is coming up, and we have to build some stalls for the games and food. Just a few So if you were there, it would be a lot easier for us. Please, Hee-chan?
What an interesting good cop, bad cop routine. I'll give it a shot, why not? Just a shot. Okay, I'll give it a trial run. It doesn't mean I'm joining, or anything definite. Just that I'll help you out a little, and then I'll see. And this makes us even for lunch. And I'm not doing this because I want to. I finish off the last of my sandwich, and this makes Misha notice for the first time in a while that she has a parfait. She starts digging in, much to Shizune's chagrin, because I can tell from the way she plays with her fingers that she has a lot to say. Every time I look at Shizune, she looks back with such focus and intensity. This is no exception. Her face is emotionless. Maybe she is looking. Maybe she is thinking. Eventually, it gives way to a smile. She signs something, and obviously I can't understand at all. She has to know that. Then she does it again. A childish playfulness showing through in the speed and energy of her gestures. Misha, what did she say? Misha looks up from her parfait, torn between wanting to help and going back to eating. What does this mean? I try my best to make the same movements with my hands that Shizune did. I only come to realize that it isn't very easy. I imagine doing this all day as our only means of communication.
Sorry, Hee-chan. I can't tell you.
Why not? Is it an insult?
No, Hee-chan. I can't tell you because it means something nice.
Something nice? Huh. Well, they've gone back to their tea and food, so I guess this conversation is over for now. I really don't understand, but this makes me wish that I could. Maybe I could try learning sign language. This school might have courses for it. Would I really do that? I think about it as I finish the rest of my coffee. I wonder why I'd even be motivated to think about it. I'm enjoying myself so much that I haven't even noticed that we were supposed to get back in class 10 minutes ago. Even if I were to start heading back to school now, it would take at least 30 minutes. Maybe I can't risk running fast with my condition, so it would take at least that long to get there. Well, 10 minutes late already as I am, it won't matter even if I could teleport.
Something wrong, Hee-chan?
I just realized lunch break ended 10 minutes ago. It's only my third day and I'm already going to miss a class.
Yep. You're already late.
Hey, that's not funny. So are you. And aren't you two the student council? You're setting a bad example.
Hee-chan is so moral. But Hee-chan is right. He is late for class. And it looks like you're cutting too. Hee-chan, because you're not going to make an effort to go. As your student council representatives, we're going to have to do something about this and make sure you're punished for it. But you two dragged me out here. This is all your fault. Take responsibility. Hee-chan, we were just taking a prospective student council member out to try and recruit him. It's business. But you're not a member of the council, so there's no excuse. Yes, there is. A prospective student council member is clearly me. Yes. Are you going to join the student council, Hee-chan? Shizune... Wait, I said her name wrong now. Shizune raises her teacup hatefully and wags her outstretched pinky finger up and down. Hee-chan, if you were a member of the student council, but you can still join now, Hee-chan. If you join now, you won't be in any trouble at all, and we'll be able to take many more nice excursions like this all the time. It'll be fun.
Okay. Now I can see why some people don't like them. I start to think that maybe this was all an elaborate setup leading up to this moment. Maybe Shizune lured me out here, banking on the possibility that I'd lose track of time and be forced into this situation. Yeah. Diabolical. Well, considering that I know of her, I should have been more on my guard, but to admit that I got myself into this, even slightly, would be unforgivable. I tried to read Shizune's intentions in her eyes, but she just returns my stare blankly, innocently. She takes a sip of tea, like she's mocking me.
By the way, Hee-chan, I didn't plan this at all. Things just happened to work out this way.
I was almost about to drop my theory as paranoia, but this puts a new spin on things. I almost fell in awe. So it really was an elaborate setup from the beginning, just to burn me and force me to join the student council. Okay, I think I'll end stream here. Like, I'm going way over time. Also, maybe I'll check. Maybe I did something wrong. But I know they said Shizune's route and Kenji's route are very close to each other. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing or not. So yeah, I guess I had fun. I'm not streaming in 2 days because it's Christmas and I tend to celebrate Christmas with my family on midnight. So yeah, there's no stream. So there's only gonna be 2 streams this week, and next week was also gonna be 2 streams because of New Year. So yeah, I guess I had fun. Enjoy the rest of the day, and I hope I see you guys next Friday for some views and Saturday for me. Bye!